Caroline, I want to start with you. We hear a lot of histrionics out of Washington. Their rhetoric is getting amped up daily. Treasury yields are actually down. 10-year Treasury yields down just a touch. This makes no sense. You would expect them to be rising with people factoring in less creditworthiness of the U.S. What will it take for people to care?
That's a very good question, Lisa. I mean, so far, the main consequences of this shutdown seem to be political. I mean, the markets have just been very sanguine. You're seeing a little weakness in the dollar, but right now it's really about the sort of the blame game between the two parties, and the markets are just shrugging it off.
Well, been there, done that,
Exactly.
Got the T-shirt, basically. This is the 19th shutdown since the budgeting process was changed in 1977, and there's never an impact on the markets. It's usually short enough. You get a little bit of an impact on the economy from reduced government spending, but most of that is made up once they grant back pay and things like that. So it doesn't really have an impact on the markets. People really don't notice this unless it gets into the debate about the debt ceiling ahead. That would be the one time when you would have a problem. But tax reform is already done. So the markets aren't looking for anything out of Washington this year. So if they're shut down, it doesn't bother anyone.
I'm wondering, though, if we can extrapolate out. I mean, does this sort of hint at some kind of dysfunctionality that threatens a lot?
It's subtle.
Look, I'm trying to be diplomatic. It is Monday morning. But is it, there is this sort of dysfunctionality that threatens a lot of key policies that need to happen.
Yes, and one of the key things there is that Republicans actually control the White House and Congress, which is what makes this shutdown different from some of the others we've experienced. So that's the problem for the Republican Party, is they have control of the government, but still we have a stalemate.
But, Mike, you mentioned the thing that's critical, the debt ceiling, because you go back historically, the markets do tend to react to that. When is that likely to come up? I know there's no set deadline.
Well, people are guessing, and part of the reason is interesting. Because of the shutdown and because of the change in the tax laws, will we see, do we see a shift in tax payments into December that will help the government go longer with its extraordinary measures to keep from crossing the debt ceiling? But the general consensus is March. They can probably go a little bit beyond that. They're going to have to do something before that deadline comes up.